when you do come back to the world of Mad Max, would there ever be a possibility of Mel Gibson popping up in some way or another?
No.
Give me back my Max! With the release of Furiosa, Mad Max Saga, George Miller has been giving a lot of interviews lately. And one question that will inevitably pop up is, will Mel Gibson ever return as Mad Max? And Georgie's answer has always seemed to be as steady as Mount Everest.
How about new?
But in this recent interview with Jake's Takes, he seemed to have a slightly different answer. A small sliver of hope like light from a cracked door on a summer's day.
Is there a situation in this world where we will ever see Mel Gibson return to the role of Max?
There's no story that I have that has an older... I mean, there probably are stories to tell.
There it is, boys, our chance to get St. Mel's ass back in the driver's seat of the Interceptor and floor it to box office domination. Georgie boy just needs an idea, so let's dream one up for him, shall we? So this got me thinking about what idea could possibly work for Mel Gibson to return as Old Man Max now that Tom Hardy has filled his leather drip. And if your answer is we don't need Mel Gibson to come back,
just walk away, and there will be an end to the horror.
So here I am, rubbing my chin while scratching my head as I type this. Don't ask how that's possible. I don't want to make this weird. Anyways, there is a popular fan theory out there that simply states that Tom Hardy's Max isn't Max at all, but the feral kid from the Road Warrior. And before we go any further, I know you Brits and Aussies call it Mad Max 2, but you all follow the lead with the US on everything else because we're so damn cool that you might as well get on board with this. Now this theory does make a lot of sense since Tom Hardy's Max seems to be slightly retarded when he's asked about his name.
Max. My name is Max.
Being feral and all, he never knew what name he really had. So he went with the first that came to mind, his idol Max. Plus, the music box that Max gave him in the Road Warrior shows up in the hands of one of the 5 wives in Fury Road. And before you can say, yeah, but Copa, the feral kid said he went on to lead the Great Northern Tribe and Max only lived in his memory. Well, newsflash for you, Walter Cronkite. Those flashbacks you saw at the beginning of Fury Road were the Great Northern Tribe getting wiped out. To prove this, the real Mad Max had a son, not a daughter. So him reliving a girl being killed confirms this. Well, it confirms it in the sense to justify this video. Let's cook.
Holy guacamole!
So with Hardy being the feral kid all grown up and becoming the feral warrior, this opens the door for Mel to slip right back into that leg brace of Max. Old Man Max is now battle-hardened and still roaming the wastelands, haunted by the ghosts of his past. Despite his age, Max remains a formidable warrior, but now is a loner, having lost almost all connections to humanity. Meanwhile, a new, mysterious figure emerges in the wasteland, an enigmatic, rugged survivor known only as the Feral Warrior. Okay, but let's not introduce Old Man Max yet. Let's save him for the end of the first act. Give him a grand entrance and something for the audience to stand and cheer for. The Feral Warrior's journey takes an unexpected turn while trying to trade scraps for gas or ammo in a commune of sorts. Maybe this commune is half the scale of Bartertown. Some kind of town that's just barely getting on its feet, but is under siege by a ruthless warlord. Maybe they're a faction wanting to control the town. Maybe they are cannibals they have to fight off. Most citizens survive an attack. Some, though, are not so lucky. Caught in the heat of battle, the Feral Warrior encounters Old Man Max, who is just breezing through. His combat prowess and familiarity with the wasteland are strikingly reminiscent of Max. As the two warriors fight side by side, a mutual recognition draws upon them. Though wary and initially reluctant to reconnect, Max and the Feral Warrior form an uneasy alliance to protect the besieged community. As they strategize to take the fight to the marauding gang and rescue survivors for a trade in gas or components, Max begins to see glimpses of the boy he once saved and realize the profound impact his actions had. The Feral Warrior, in turn, sees Max not just as a legendary figure, but as a father figure he's never had. Through their shared experiences and battles, a bond begins to form, forcing Max to confront his own vulnerabilities and the paternal instincts he had long buried since his son passed away. Their alliance is put to the test when the warlord's scouts discover the community's ultimate hidden resource and call for reinforcements. What's the hidden resource? Well, I don't know. Let's call it MacGuffium. Max and the Feral Warrior decide to lead a daring convoy to transport the community's most valuable supplies to a safer location. However, the warlord anticipates this move and sets a deadly ambush on the open road. Shit. The chase begins. Max and the Feral Warrior, each in their iconic vehicles, leads the convoy through treacherous terrains and narrow canyons. The warlord's heavily armed marauders pursue them relentlessly, resulting in a high-octane chase filled with explosive crashes, narrow escapes, and intense combat atop moving vehicles. Max's experience and the Feral Warrior's raw instincts blend seamlessly as they fend off attackers, showcasing their unparalleled driving and combat skills. As the convoy nears safety, the warlord himself joins the fray in a monstrous armored vehicle. In the final desperate maneuver, Max and the Feral Warrior execute a daring plan to take down the warlord's vehicle, culminating in a spectacular showdown. Using their combined ingenuity, they orchestrate a trap that causes the warlord's vehicle into a head-on collision with a tanker and explodes, ensuring the convoy's safe passage. With the warlord defeated and the community now safe, Max and the Feral Warrior stand amidst the ruins on the road, victorious yet contemplative. Max, having rediscovered his capacity for connection and fatherhood, realizes he had gained something invaluable, a sense of purpose and familial bond he thought he forever lost. The Feral Warrior, now a symbol of hope and resilience, looks to Max with a newfound respect and affection. As the sun sets over the wasteland, Max decides to stay with the community for a while, passing on his wisdom and ensuring a brighter future for the next generation. The legacy of the road continues, but for the first time in years, Max finds solace in the bonds that he's forged. By George, I think we got it. I mean, that's nowhere near perfect, but it's a start with a lot of meat on its bones to chomp on, at least for me. And it fulfills a long, desperate need for a father-son bonding subplot that has been in a drought for the last 30 years in cinema. And if you're asking who is the love interest, get the hell out. Bringing Mel Gibson back would give the fans the exact thing they've been screaming for over a decade, since the announcement of Fury Road. A scream only getting terrifyingly louder in the pre-dawn of Furiosa. But now it's all starting to seem like a distant memory, since both George Miller and Mel Gibson have numerously denied interest in pursuing another Mad Max project together. Which is a damn shame, because there are some great ideas to close Mel out of the franchise he helped launch 45 years ago. And I just gave one to George Miller for free.
I'd buy that for $1.
I know all the sequels to Mad Max have been by accident, pun intended, with the possible exception of Furiosa. That's why each Mad Max film has its own separate continuity. It reads more like folklore or the Gospels of Mad Max. But I truly think there is another Max story to be told with Mel Gibson. What do you think? Does Mel Gibson have one more left in him? And is that something you would like to see? Let me know in the comments.
He lives now, only in my memories.
If you enjoyed this video, you go ahead and smash that like button. While you're done doing that, hit the subscribe button. And then, after that, share this with your friends, family, people you hate. Maybe you don't like my content and just want to waste somebody's time. Do it, share it. Thank you. It is much appreciated. I'm out of here.